Hello, folks, and welcome back to High Fever, your Indiana Fever basketball podcast. I'm your host, Josh Personas. 90-86 Indiana Fever take down the Seattle Storm behind Kelsey Mitchell's 36. Are you kidding me? She was too shy of the franchise record. Winners of back-to-back games, your Indiana Fever. Look, this team is clicking. This is one of the best Fever games, easily all season, but definitely in recent history. This game was close. It never, well, okay, we'll talk about the fourth quarter when I thought that they were about to give it up. But yeah, it was, look, okay, these defenses are not good. Jewel Lloyd had 32. Kelsey Mitchell had 36. They let Mitchell shoot 20, and Jewel Lloyd got off 23. So the defenses were not good. But man, if we just want to talk about, okay, let's put our head down, let's put up shots and give it to the hot hand. This is the blueprint here. 3-point shooting was okay. I'm looking at team stats right now. 13 to 13 turnovers, so equal there. 3-point percentage, about 41% for the Fever, 39% for the Storm. Yeah, this was just a battle. This was just a scoring battle for this game. And when you look at a game like this, and when you look at the highlights and what you're trying to take away from this, especially this late in the season. Like, okay, so Aaliyah Boston played 34 minutes, 12 points. Like, this is what I'm talking about, right? 10 rebounds, a pretty easy double-double for her. Like, this is the kind of game that, like, okay, I understand that Kelsey Mitchell isn't going to go off every game. At this point, it feels like she is. But if we can get shooters for Aaliyah Boston, and this is what it can feel like every game, then yeah, this team, this franchise has quite a future. Some surprises here. Nalissa Smith played 32 minutes, 16 points. Pretty solid, kind of back to where that was feeling. 30 minutes for Christy Wallace. I think if you watch that game, that definitely was pretty. She was out there. Felt like a lot, which is fine. Those were fine. Grace Berger, they're giving her a lot of run, like a lot of run. And Lexi Hall was out with a right shoulder issue, so that was kind of interesting. Just seeing how, okay, what is the composition going to be down the stretch? What are we looking at as far as who we're bringing back and who we're not? Let's talk about the fourth quarter. It felt like, okay, it's another Fever team, it's another Fever game that's going to be given up in the fourth quarter when, for whatever reason, it just seems like sometimes they don't want to play. Sometimes it feels like they go out in the fourth quarter under protest, and they did give it up with about 2 minutes to go. Jewel Lloyd just kind of took over a little bit, which makes a lot of sense. But, in comes Kelsey Mitchell to save the day. Kelsey Mitchell is making a very good case for herself for some nice money. This was one of those end-of-season games that might actually mean something. You know what I mean? Obviously, these games don't really mean too much. But if we're gonna look in the future, if we're gonna take a magical mirror or maybe a time machine into the future, and we can look back at this season and say, okay, what games and what scenarios were stuff that helped us grow or helped us be better as a franchise, not just individually, because every player is going to go out there and have their day, right? Most players will. And, obviously individual growth is great and we want to see it, but Can you set a culture? Can you set a standard? Can you set an expectation? And look, I don't think they've done a good job. That's just my opinion. This season, they haven't done a good job of establishing what that means for the new Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever that, are not going to, lose the most games in WNBA history. How do you change that culture? How do you change that mindset? And I think if we are going to go into the future and look back, this is one of the games that we'll point to and we'll say, okay, this is the one where, something switched, something changed, something happened. Look, at home, we're not good at home this season. 4-12 at home. So our poor Gamebridge Fieldhouse fans have not seen many wins, but this one is certainly a good one. Next game is Sunday. We are bringing the dream into Gamebridge Fieldhouse.